today it's a very sad day because today we mourn the loss of two pilots that they lost their lives while trying actually to take out the fire. The fires take place all across Greece, but mostly they are concentrated in the island of Rhodes. It has been a very challenging one since it has been burning for 6 days now in a row. My name is Nikos Panagiotou. I am Associate Professor at School of Journalism and Mass Media Communications at Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, Greece, and I'm also President of Decent Global.
Professor Panagiotou, the fires that are going on in Greece now, having been there recently myself, I got to see firsthand, just watching the media and some conversations with some people there about the concerns there, but I wasn't able to put into the appropriate context just how devastating these fires are, because I don't live there every day, but you do. So can you tell us just how bad these fires are? Where are these fires burning?
I would like to start actually my response by highlighting actually that today it's a very sad day because today we mourn the loss of two pilots that they lost their lives while trying actually to take out the fire. Their Canadair, which is a special type of airplane for those of you that might don't know about it, actually fell down and crashed, killing two young men to whom we actually the whole country mourns today. It was a really tragic event, and it has been captured on the camera. Well, the fires take place all across Greece, but mostly they are concentrated in the island of Rhodes and in Corfu as well as some other parts in mainland Greece. These are the major ones that we have to tackle, and especially the one in the island of Rhodes. It has been a very challenging one since it has been burning for 6 days now in a row.
What is the reason for these fires? We hear that climate change is a problem. We hear the intense heat is a problem, but we also hear that some of these fires might have been set. What is known about these fires?
There is a widespread rumor and actually speculations all these years that some of these fires might actually have been set. In some occasions, this has been proven. But I would rather emphasize that these fires are the result of climate crisis. It is a natural phenomenon. Sometimes forests are being self-fired. It is a natural phenomenon, but mostly it's a kind of new situation that I think that we have to be prepared in order to live with. This means that it constitutes a new era upon which actually the state, even the media, as well as the citizens, have to come up with specific strategies of dealing with it.
So right now, we believe, based on what you said, that this is mostly a natural phenomenon. So how well is Greece battling these fires? I heard as well that the European Union and others were sending help. Are the fires under control, contained, or what level of containment are they in right now?
As you can understand, due to the extent of the fires, it means that we have to diversify troops. We have to diversify actually people that firefighters and means. European Union has set up a special mechanism, which is an emergency mechanism where each member state helps the other one in these kind of emergencies. These have happened before in the past. It has happened in the wildfires in Spain, in Italy, in Portugal, etc. So it is very important to have actually this kind of help. We have also received help outside of European Union, from Israel more specifically, as well as from other countries that understand the necessity to tackle these challenges that requires actually a joint approach. I think that due to the characteristics of the phenomenon, it is very difficult of a country of its own to be able to address this kind of challenges. I will just remind you, before a couple of years ago, the wildfires in California that has proven to be a major challenge for that state itself, killing a number of people, but actually underlying the necessity to change our current approaches. And to that end, we need actually to mobilize all the stakeholders and understand that we should leave behind the up-bottom approach and actually mobilize the society as well. Otherwise, I think it would be very difficult to contain these kind of tragedies.
Nikos, another thing related to the fires and, of course, the heat and everything that's taking place right now is the toll that it's taking on people's lives and the agriculture there. Give us a sense of how much of a toll it's taking right now.
There is a toll that has major consequences in people's lives, since 35,000 acres have been burned in various places, and especially in roads as well. This means that the landscape of the local economy totally changes. For example, this we have seen happening in last year wildfires in the island of Evia. The main concern of the government and a main element of the strategy on combating these wildfires have been actually to avoid any human lives losses. And up until now, this strategy works, with the exemption of this tragic loss of the two young pilots that actually I would like to stand especially to their heroism and the work that they are doing, because it is very difficult to work under these conditions. The second thing, it is the effect that it has on the brand image of a specific touristic place, as the one that Rhodes Island is. This is why I think that the way that the local society responded by providing shelter to around 1,000 British tourists that they were staying close to hotels close to the fire, by setting up immediately emergency mechanisms such as providing lunch, dinner, etc. It has proven to be effective in the aftermath, let's say, strategy. But the major effect that this kind of events has, that it totally changes the local economy, and especially when this local economy is totally related with the tourism industry. In addition to that, I think that we have to seriously think what are the active strategies that we can adopt in order to respond proactively in this type of events.
Well, Professor, thank you for taking time to talk with us about this very difficult situation. And I, too, want to show some honor to those two pilots and others who have been lost in the past and unfortunately may be lost in the future, because this is a very serious situation. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you think is important?
I think that a major thing that we should consider is, despite that some states refuse to take actions in order to tackle climate change, for example, as the refusal of China, what the rest of the world should do in order to address these kind of challenges. So I think that we should actually work on two kind of levels. The first level, it's the proactive one, how to train our societies and even how to train media and journalists in order to report accurately about the event. Secondly, how to tackle disinformation, because what we have seen in the wildfires in our case, even now, I have just tracking it down in social media, it is disinformation from extremists that actually pinpoint and target people with different religions and ethnic background by accusing them, for example, that the immigrants, refugees are the ones that they create, that they have caused these wildfires. So we have actually to work on these challenges as well. Thank you very much for giving me the time and the opportunity to address an international audience and highlight the importance of paying attention to that issue.
Well, Professor, you're a journalist yourself, and you teach young journalists and even older journalists about this profession. And I thank you for knowing so much, sharing so much, and creating an interest in the story, because people in the West need to understand this, because this is not going away. As you said, there are some serious problems here. So Professor Nikos Panagiotou, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for hosting me and for the kind invitation. Thank you.